Today I'm talking about Greyback or Blueback. I haven't quite decided on the name yet. I guess it's going to depend what colour he predominantly ends up being, but we'll see about that, so stay tuned. And also stay tuned until the end of the video, because I'm going to be doing a little bit of a stream of consciousness / channel update thing that may or may not be interesting. So this is the first Nature Kaiju that I've properly started to design, and Greyback came into being via a technique that I saw used on Bobby Rebholz's Draw Sessions YouTube channel, where essentially Bobby does this technique where you kind of do a lot of sort of thumbnail size scribbles and mark making on paper, or in my case on Procreate. You then look at those thumbnails and try and glean something from them and pick something out that looks like it could be developed into the shape of a creature or something. And when you see something you like, you refine it. I thought this was an interesting technique, and I hoped that by doing this as well, it might help me to come up with some more unique and interesting shape design for creatures. I'm not sure that worked out totally well with this one, but you'll see as we get into it. I also don't think I did the process much justice here either, because I did very quickly choose one of the thumbnail sketches and went ahead with that one. I wonder if you can tell which one from looking at this here. Is there anything jump out at you? Be interesting to know if there's anything that I've missed there that you latch onto, because the one that jumped out to me essentially was this one. I thought this had the most promise. It reminded me of something about it reminded me of a cross between a moray eel and a Komodo dragon. Visually, I felt like looking at this thumbnail, Greyback could lean a little more towards those traditional large bipedal reptilian type kaijus that we're so used to seeing, like the typical Godzilla type kaiju. So he would almost be like a kind of upright Komodo dragon. I like the slow, awkward nature of Komodo dragons. They walk kind of weird, don't they? Like the way they sort of rotate their body. I think they probably can move fast if they want to. I mean, I wouldn't want to test it, but I don't think they have any natural predators as such, so they don't really need to, I guess. And their way of hunting as well is that they have this venomous saliva, so essentially all they have to do is land one bite on their prey, and then they basically just stalk it, follow it, until the animal is incapacitated enough that they don't even need to bother with much of a fight, and they just eat it, which is nice. But in the case of Greyback, that reptileness is also sort of juxtaposed in terms of his silhouette anyway, with these enormous polypores, which are kind of like shelf-like fungi which grow off of his back like these enormous layered terraces. Ecosystems unfold and evolve and flourish on his back and arms, and when he moves you get these sort of beautiful clouds of spores and natural kind of seeds and dust bursting in his wake. Greyback roams, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, Te Urewera, which is a huge forested basin in New Zealand, and it's perfect for him there. It's dense, it's ancient, it's almost mythical in atmosphere, and amazingly it's actually in New Zealand officially a legal personality. The forest is recognised as its own living being. You could sort of see him as a kind of a wandering organ of the forest. Sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? I see him as almost like a caretaker, like a gardener, I guess you could say, a godlike gardener. Perhaps Greyback is something that the Earth developed because it needed repair so bad that Greyback was like this natural, like brute force reset, kind of like a natural land defragger, if you like. Also, there are some real-life examples of great fungi found in Te Urewera. I hope I'm saying that. I mean, it doesn't matter whether I'm saying it right or not. I sound stupid saying it. Hang on a minute. How do you pronounce this? Te Urewera? Is that right? Urewera. 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 Te Urewera. Okay? Does that sound about right? Te Urewera. Okay, so it's Te Urewera, which is a huge forested basin in New Zealand. Okay, Te Urewera. There are some real-life examples of great fungi found in Te Urewera. Te Urewera. And now another thing that I can't pronounce. Werewere kokako, which is a bright electric blue mushroom. Quite iconic, I think, in New Zealand because it's found on their $50 bill. There are also these purple pouch mushrooms which carry their spores inside like little pockets, and velvet earth stars, which are interesting. They're sort of like puffballs, but within these sort of star-like structures that I think maybe open and close at different times of the day or something. I don't know. And then also there are loads of strange secotioid, I think that's pronounced, secotioid mushrooms that look half puffball and half kind of gilled mushroom. What is it with pronunciations today? Why have I chosen so many things that I can't pronounce? And why haven't I researched it before I made this video? I don't know. So lots of purple and bluish colours in there, which kind of suggests he should probably be called purple back or blue back or something like that. But yeah, it just doesn't feel as good as greyback. Greyback kind of feels good. So greyback basically drags this entire these whole fungal communities around with him on his back. And it's not just fungus, it's whole kind of ecosystems of flora and fauna and things that grow across his gigantic extent. He's not wise or calculating like a lot of the other kaiju. He just is. He wanders slowly, endlessly, following no discernible pattern, and every time he passes through a region, that forest explodes with growth afterwards. He's colossal, but he's gentle in many ways. Or at least as gentle as something the size of a mountain can be. So the head, or more specifically the jaw, the gullet, is where this really gets interesting. He has this hyper-flexible skull, kind of like a moray eel meets a python, and he can unhinge this jaw forward and downwards, which lets him kind of scoop these enormous amounts of soil and mud and rotting wood and whatever else is on the top layer of the forest floor. He's not eating animals, he's not attacking, he's doing forest maintenance at scale. He's basically like a land-based filter feeder. If you imagine a baleen whale, the way that they filter krill from seawater, essentially greyback is doing the same, but with earth instead of seawater, and instead of filtering a food source out, he's filtering impurities from the land. So he scoops up tons of soil and detritus, passes it through his huge flexible gullet, and then everything natural gets cycled back into the forest, and everything man-made or toxic or, bad gets crushed, dissolved, neutralized, or metabolized, almost like he is the forest's immune system. As you would expect from this channel by now, if you've been watching along, I seem to have this knack of finding the most horrifying, like shiver-inducing quirks of the natural world, whether that be like the goblin jaws horrific the goblin shark's horrific extending jaw, or the poisonous blood being squirted from the horned lizard's eye. Well, in this episode it's no different, because the moray eel has some very horrific traits as well. So I discovered this recently about the moray eel. inside its throat, it has a second set of jaws. They're called pharyngeal jaws, and essentially what they do is its first set of jaws clutches onto its prey, and then its second set of jaws come up from inside behind the other ones and get hold of the prey and kind of drag it down its gullet like a kind of a gruesome conveyor belt of death. I think it's there to offer some kind of second level of food processing or something, like maybe it chews the prey up more, or maybe it's just a way to sort of it'll get the prey killed quicker. But Greyback essentially has something like these pharyngeal jaws deep down inside his big wobbly gullet, and I'm sure he probably has some other things inside that I haven't really fathomed yet. So everything gets consumed, and essentially he's like a big mulcher. So he mulches and sifts and sorts somehow within this kind of strange digestive system that he must have. And while he's digesting and processing, he will lie down on the forest floor, kind of prostrate, essentially just looking like this very nice kind of fungal floral mountain. And eventually any unnatural elements are imbued and dissolved internally. At which point it gets interesting, because the natural stuff then has to be blown out again. And that happens out of his back as he launches this kind of huge, basically like a shower of fertilizer and spores, pollen, mineral-rich dust, and bits and pieces. So he's not destructive. If anything, he's corrective. So yeah, these are the main ideas. I guess Greyback's maybe not quite as fleshed out as some of the other kaiju I've come up with so far, but I think there's something there. And I need to decide kind of how he behaves territorially as well, being that given that he's sort of this quite a peaceful giant in a way. I guess he would probably still fight with kaiju, but I think that's the only thing he would really fight with. Like, I don't think he's bothered about any other animals or even humans. But I do like the idea of a kaiju that embodies this regenerative power of ecosystems, especially as opposed to like a lot of the other more typically you would see a destructive force, like the magma or the power of the ocean, that kind of stuff. A kaiju that doesn't fight the world but fixes it. It's pretty miserable and grey here in the UK over the winter. And I guess I've had a little bit of the winter blues over the past month or so, which is why I haven't been getting content out as if it was up to me, if I could do it, I would get content out every week. But it's a lot of work, and it's not just like I have to do a video like this where I can literally just record myself talking. I'm actually making work, which takes time. And then you've got to put it together as a video. So yeah, it's a little bit awkward. But yeah, I've had a case of a little bit of the winter blues and family commitments and things, and yeah, just been struggling a little bit to keep up. But I don't want this to all sound negative. There is a positive to it. It's allowed me to kind of take a step back and have a look at the channel and how it's going and how the project is getting on. And although I have to admit I have been feeling, what's the word? I guess I've been feeling a bit sort of not restricted, a bit sort of like tangled in a mess in a way with the channel, because I think I've put too much, maybe put a bit too much pressure on myself for a start. In my work, what I'm doing day to day is essentially creating rules and systems and trying to turn projects around quickly and trying to reach a finished goal, a finished project, when actually in this I can't approach this project in the same way. This is a long burn, really. You know, this is a project that's going to take me a while. And why not? You know, that's part of the fun of it, isn't it? I think a lot of the excitement comes from the journey rather than the destination, especially with this project. I am enjoying a lot of it, but I can feel an element of frustration, and I don't want that to creep in so much that I stop enjoying it. So essentially what I'm thinking is maybe I need to cut myself a little bit of slack and be a little bit more adventurous, you know? Maybe I need to get the paints out and make a mess, or go and pick some mushrooms and scan them or something. Not eat them. Yeah, don't do that. Anything, because you never know where that inspiration is going to come from. And this is all like taking me back to my kind of art school days, where we would do that kind of stuff and it was so free, and we would just experiment, and there wasn't an end goal in sight. That's something that's been drilled into me as I've got older and started working, is trying to finish projects. This doesn't need to be finished yet. And the content, the YouTube videos, actually the YouTube videos are part of the fun of it, and they should be fun, and this should be fun, and it should be exciting. Another interesting occurrence is that yesterday a guy turned up at the house from Fibrous, who's the internet company, saying they wanted to try and help get us connected. Now, I'm going to speak to him later on today again, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that he can get us connected to some fast internet. Any internet would be faster than what we've got at the moment. Some fast, decent quality internet, and then I can start doing some streaming, and I think that will really help, because I know a lot of you probably watch Simon's channel, Monster Garden. The way that he does his streams, where he's literally just working and talking to people at the same time, that would be so much better for me, because I would still create the content that I'm doing at the moment, you know, the videos that I'm doing at the moment, but I think having that ability to just work and chat and it be content at the same time, it kind of kills two birds with one stone. And I think it would be really useful as well for me to be able to sort of see what people are thinking in real time, talk to people and get feedback, and, you know, for people to just tell me, yeah, you know, you're doing okay, that's looking all right, don't give up, you know, that kind of thing would just be quite helpful. I was watching a guy the other day on YouTube. I didn't even know that they made Godzilla cards, like trading cards, or like a Godzilla trading card game. And it doesn't look great, to be fair. I think it's made by Toho. I was watching a guy opening a pack the other day, and to be honest, the cards looked not that great. Apart from, in each pack there seemed to be one card that was, I think it was like a token type card, and it was like artwork from a Godzilla film, from, you know, an old Godzilla film, and they looked really good. That is really something that is synonymous with tokusatsu and kaiju films, the artwork, the film posters. And that's, I think, one of the things that really drew me to kaiju in the first place, I think, was seeing some of the posters and thinking that just looks super cool, you know. And it got me thinking, you know, maybe that's something to look into in terms of creating the artwork for the cards. Maybe something that looks a bit like a film poster-ish type thing. And it also got me thinking about, have you seen those magic cards
Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings cards that they did. There were some really cool psychedelic cards that they did, and I feel like they reminded me of the Godzilla artwork that was done for the Criterion Collection box set, which I really love as well. And it's like things like that, you know, maybe I can get some kind of influence from those kind of things, and you know, maybe that will help in some way. There's a robin. I don't know if you can see it behind me. You probably can't see it. Maybe I can zoom in post. Oh, he's gone, so no. I really want to make it so that the people that subscribe on Patreon get something extra, but it's so hard because everything that I do so at the moment already takes up as much time as I have available. So something like this is quite an easy way for me to communicate to you, get some thoughts and feelings across, and maybe even talk about, I don't know, a film I've seen, or the books I've been reading, or just stuff that's on my mind, really. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's another extra bit of content. I don't know why I thought there would be a conclusion to this video, because I haven't planned it, so yeah, I don't really know what the conclusion would be. And actually, speaking of not planning things, the whole Greyback video that you've just seen, quite heavily improvised, so you know, hopefully that made a difference and made it feel a little bit easier to connect to. I don't know, showed a bit more personality. I don't know. So yeah, what was I saying? The conclusion? There is no conclusion. I guess the conclusion is, don't take it so seriously. Chill out a bit, try and have a bit more fun. Do some little videos like this as well to kind of keep things ticking over and keep people informed, and get out of the house a little bit as well. And just sort of enjoy the process. You're never going to get the answer straight away. You know, you have to work. The process exists for a reason. So yeah, experiment and scan some mushrooms. Look at me, sit. He tried to sit. So there we go. I guess that's it for now. Until next time, get over to the Patreon, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you soon.